Russia is a terrorist state.
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 Stop Putin, stop the war.
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 Unfortunately, it's becoming more and more clear now that the terrorist regimes of Russia, Iran and North Korea are in full cooperation. They are forming a quasi-alliance right now, my friends. At the same time, as the West can't deal with its own problems, can't deal with its internal strife, they are trying to use that as a weakness to destroy the West and to take over its influence. Let's not forget, my friends, that there's a lot to gain by influencing the rest of the world from the free world perspective. If we allow authoritarian and totalitarian regimes to continue to spread their own influence, if we allow them to do as they please, then they will become far more dangerous in the future. The same thing has happened with Hitler, when there were many who were saying that we should appease him, that he will be reasonable, that he will not attack us if only we give him what he wants. Well, my friends, that ended very poorly, and it will end very poorly if we try that again with Russia. That is why we must not try that. No more negotiations with the current Russian regime. We have tried in the past. We have tried in the Ukraine and Russia Friendship Agreement. We have tried in the Budapest Memorandum, where once again the Russians have acknowledged Ukrainian sovereignty. And in exchange, the Ukrainians gave up the third biggest nuclear arsenal in the world back then. In the Budapest Memorandum. And what did the Russians do after that? Well, seeing that the Ukrainians have demilitarized most of their military, seeing that the Ukrainians had already given up all of their nuclear weapons, the Russians felt enabled to attack, enabled to abuse the Ukrainian people and expect the Ukrainian people to simply lay low, with the rest of the world not doing nothing. Well, obviously, they were wrong. But they were not completely wrong. And that is the really painful thing to talk about in this situation. Some countries, some leaders still continue to propose exactly the things that Russia wants to achieve. Temporary peace, giving up more Ukrainian land, allowing Russia to strengthen and prepare for a new attack? Are we really that stupid, my friends? Is the West really stupid enough to believe that after all that's happened, Russia will simply pack up and live a peaceful life? It's like believing in a wolf who promises that he will never kill anyone again, that he will start eating grass. That, my friends, is impossible. Not with the current Russian regime, not with the current Russian government. These individuals have proven themselves to be psychopaths, liars, and murderers. My friends, many times in the past, we have tried to negotiate with the Russians, with the current regime. Many times, those negotiations have failed. Not because of any mumbo-jumbo reasons, like expansion of NATO or of the West, nothing like that. Those negotiations have failed because of a clear misunderstanding of the true mentality of regimes like Russia, Iran, and North Korea. These regimes do not plan on exchanging favors. These regimes plan to demand as much as they can to get what they want and then demand double next time. That is how they function. There is no negotiation that can be had with thieves, with thrashers, with murderers, with criminals. We should realize at this point that they will backstab us at the first opportunity. However, some people still don't seem to acknowledge that. Not because they don't know, but because their proverbial ears and in this case their pockets, are filled with Russian rubles. Cases like Viktor Orban, like Fico, Tucker Carlson, and many others. Many other rotten individuals who are destabilizing and corrupting Western politics from within and trying their best to give Russia everything that they want and more. Why might that be? Well, I'm sure we all can realize that it's for the same exact reason that the socialist parties during World War II were preaching non-interventionalism and isolationism from the Americans and in the British Isles. That is what they were doing until, of course, Hitler attacked the Soviet Union. Then they changed their tune. Keep in mind, not when Hitler started World War II by attacking Poland, alongside with the Soviet Union, who attacked Poland from the other side at the same time. Indeed, they have signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Treaty, which enabled them to divide Poland in half. We must not forget about that. Agreements made with wolves are worthless. Prigozhin has learned that the hard way. We must not learn it the hard way too, my friends. We should rather learn with the mistakes of others than to repeat those same mistakes of others ourselves. It is better that way. If not, I'm afraid that we will have to go through a lot of strife in the future. If truly Russia is able to convince the fools and the gullible that they will not do anything wrong if only Ukraine is sacrificed to them, more countries will follow. And not only Russia, keep in mind, the precedent of this situation is what truly terrifying. If Russia is able to do what they please, simply because they can saber rattle their nuclear weapons, simply because people start believing in their lies, what's stopping Iran, what's stopping North Korea, or China for that matter, from doing the same exact thing? It will be a terrible situation to be in. The West needs to be able to affirm its authority at last. The free world needs to wake up, or we will be murdered in our sleep. World, wake up!
World, wake up!
World, wake up!